Hi, my tubies. Sheila True Love here with you. And I am, I got another highly requested request when I am, you know, um, answering the emails and when I talk to my tubies on the phone. And what they asking me is, they call me Miss True Love, even though I prefer you call me Sheila, but okay, because calling me Miss True Love makes me feel like an antique. But anyway, can you help me in terms of, I'm so tempted to go back to this guy, and I need help because, I feel lonely right now and it don't seem like anybody else is coming along. So is there any way you can make a video, on this topic? So, of course, absolutely. Um, First of all, what I want you to realize is that nothing good ever comes from going backwards in life. When you start getting those old thoughts, those crazy thoughts like, wow, I just might want to go back. What you have to do is you have to remind yourself that you end the relationship for a reason. This also applies to the ladies who are in bad relationships now and they stay basically because they feel, well, I have a history with this person, or she feels that, you know, she feels this need to stay because that's all she knows. But you have to remember, and please keep this in mind, it's impossible to heal in an environment that's making you sick. The narcissist will always fall back into their old habits of telling lies, their old habits of abuse and deceit. And the next thing you know, if you take them back, you're right back on that roller coaster ride and in the same rut and the same abusive relationship you left behind. I promise you, I bet you, check this out, within a month, they will go right back to doing the same thing that broke you up in the first place. And I have to keep it real with you, my tubies. Let me tell you something that I've learned about men. Yeah, boys, whatever you want to call them, they will always test you to see what you will let them get away with. Don't let them get away with disrespecting you, using you, or treating you poorly. The moment, and I do mean the moment they get out of pocket, you have to let them know. Wait, hold up. No, 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 no. Pump your brakes, boy. Pump your brakes, buddy boy. I'm not going for that. You really need to pump your brakes. And also keep in mind, your ex is an ex for a reason. You should be moving forward, not backwards. Certain people just aren't meant to be in your life. And that's something that you have to face and you have to learn to live with. This person is not meant to be in your life. And once they see that you're glowing, you got that beautiful glow about yourself, and they see that you have picked yourself up and you have rebuilt your life without them in it, check this out. I promise you, they usually pop up again. That's when you'll start getting phone calls. That's or the hoarding will start. 9 times out of 10, let me tell you what they're going to say. Well, can't we at least be friends? I just want to be your friend. I'm not trying to get back in the relationship or anything. I just want to be a friend. But ladies, don't fall for it. That's just them trying to find a way back in. And I understand. Please don't think for one iota of a moment that I don't understand how hard it is to date these days. Honey, I'm out there. I've been out there actually. Okay. Like I told you, I have my 3 male friends and I have some new friends that I've met from my new church, my new Christian meeting that I've attended. And now I have an amazing circle of people in my life. But when I was out there in that dating world, it's no joke. I mean, these characters don't even know their role. You have to, let me tell you, when you're dealing with these clowns, you have to tell them, look, I find it to be so sexy and attractive when a man provides for a woman or when a man knows his role, and a woman don't have to school him. He knows his role as a leader, a protector, and a provider. I think that is so sexy and so attractive. You have to tell them things like this. And I know it's hard to date these days. It almost makes you want to go. You want to go back to your ex, and then you're going to start to You're going to start that idolizing him or making them think that they're better than what they are. But in my case, however, let me think. No, I never want to go back. I never get those thoughts of taking any of my exes back. Because let me tell you about Sheila, true love, quality queen. When I'm done, oh yeah, listen, baby, I'm done. This is not the time for you, my tubies, to be soft hearted towards people who don't deserve you. They don't deserve you. Remember, nothing ever good comes from going backwards. The relationship was toxic then, and it will be toxic again. It's going to be toxic now. So focus on fixing yourself up and just let them watch how amazing you've become. Of course, let them watch from the nosebleed section. And remember, you had a good reason for letting them go. Or if they broke it off with you, you have to realize that rejection is God's, say it with me. You already know. Rejection is God's protection. You can either move forward or backwards. You can't do both. That's called standing still. We already know that nothing good comes from going backwards, so it's time for us to move forward. And think about this for a minute. What chance is it that they're going to do a complete 360-degree turnaround? You and I both know that that will never, never in this lifetime and the next one to come, that will never happen with a narcissist. So don't waste your time. Time is one thing you can never get back. Think about that for a minute. I'm going to give you time to process that for a second. Time is something you can never get back. And I'm at the point in my life where I don't let people and I don't let anything waste my time. I don't even read things where I know I'm not going to get anything out of this. There's nothing useful I can get out of this. So I'm wasting my time. I can't be so bothered. Check this out. I don't have time for that. Anyway, honey, time is something you can't get back. And once you have your life back on track, why should you reward them now that you're living your best life? Why should they be a part of that? Why should they? That's rewarding them. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve you. So what you need to do is be wise and don't even entertain the thought of taking them back. They miss their chance. Once the trust is gone in a relationship and once that trust has been broken, it is so hard to construct or even try to build that trust again. Once it's been broken, no. Who needs the stress? Who needs the aggravation? Now tell me something also. Who in their right mind want to be in a relationship where you have to question someone's every move? You have to question their every move constantly. You have to check their phone. You have to look on their Facebook, their Instagram. You have to constantly keep. Who the hell needs that? I know for one thing, I don't need that. You know. Do you really want to live your life like that? You see how I'm stuttering here? Because I know I don't. I don't want to live my life like that. Because I have goals and I have dreams that I have set for myself, and I need my time and I need my energy. I don't have time to be sitting up here checking this and checking that. I don't have time to be a boy dressed up as a man. I don't have no time to be their babysitter. I have things that I need my energy for. Why on earth am I going to sit up here? No, it's so not going to happen. And if you keep going back to the toxic things that you had before, you make it so hard. You make it so hard for new and better things to come into your life. Leave that way of thinking in 2018. This is 2019, baby. We are in 2019. Leave that old 2018 way of thinking. Put that in the garbage. Put that in the trash. Because we, in 2019, we're not signing up for that bullery anymore. No, we have decided that we are going to move on to the bigger and better things that God has in store for us. So when you get that foolish way of thinking, just focus on the reason why you left. And I know you said that, oh, well, maybe he's changed. Okay. So maybe somebody who has schizophrenia has changed. That's not going to happen. Someone who has bipolar, that's not going to happen. They can't change. It's a mental disorder. And I assure you, within a month's time, notice how I'm not even questioning it. I'm not even doubting it. Within a month's time, they're going to go right back to the same old crap that caused you to kick them to the curb in the beginning. And I hope this has proved helpful to you in why going back to the narc is not a good idea. Okay. And if you have any more questions, because I be listening to my tubies, they call me, they send me emails, and when I take these calls, trust me, I return calls. But for the people who like pay me, and I'm not trying to be, mean about it, but you would do the same thing. Whoever's going to pay you, those are the ones you have to return first. And I still haven't forgotten the ones who haven't paid. I got you. So what I do is when I get the messages, let me tell you how I handle it, is I listen to the message, they leave their name and their phone number, and I have a little book that I write your name and your phone number in, and I will get to you. Because I get online, on the phone, and I'm talking to my tubies, and I be listening, intently listening, because that's what they really need. Someone to listen. And then if they ask for my advice, that's the only time that I will, give the advice. But 9 times out of 10, they just want someone to listen. And sometimes, to be honest with you, they cry, and then I end up crying, and we're both on the phone crying together. And the reason I cry is because I can empathize with everything that they're saying. I could feel exactly how they feel because I've been there. I told you, I had a relationship, I was suicidal. So when they start getting like emotional like that, I start getting all crying, and it's just a crying fest. But then, of course, I have to pull it together because I don't know. I pull it together, and when they ask for my advice, the only thing I can do is help them to learn how not to be played again. I'm going to make a video on that too, how not to be played ever, ever again. Step number 1, I'm going to give you a freebie here. You have got to have standards and requirements. And you have got to, never, ever, ever sleep with anyone before 4 months. But for me, I say 7 months for me, because I make a clown wait. I always believe in lucky number 7. But 4 months for a lot of people, that should suffice. And when I say 4 months, I'm talking about they have to be consistent when it comes to courting you. They have to be consistent with the gifts, with the favors, with the taking you out to dinner, with the just being there for you. Like, let's say you have a flat tire, you get a flat tire, and you call them. They got to be there for you, at least for 4 months. And you're sitting up here sleeping with folks, because once you throw sex into the mix, that throws the whole game off. That throws the whole game off. So in order for you to realize going back to the narc is so not a good idea, don't do that. And when you're moving forward, because going backwards, oh, come on now, you can never win doing that. But if you moving forward, this is 2019, and when you get into the dating game now, you don't do no sex before 4 months. For Sheila True Love, it's 7 months. That's just the way I roll. And if they can't do that, now I've been out. I told you I have Dale, but I've had Dale in my life forever, for I don't know, almost 20 years, 18 years, something like that. And then I have Rick. This is a new Jack that came along who thought he tested me. Like I told you, ladies, a man is always going to test you. Oh, trust me, Rick tests me. And I had to do what? Pump your brakes, buddy boy. Slow it down. No, I don't roll like that. Now he has a whole newfound respect for me. He relocated from the Bronx, and he's coming up here because he works for the state. I work with the state, and he relocated up here. You know what I'm saying? I had him come over, spend the night a little bit, whatever, but he knows what's up. He knows what's up. Sheila's true, and I've been out to dinner. He has bought me gifts. He has what else? He's been there when I needed something, like something around the house that needed to be fixed. He fixes it. He's good, you know? And then I also have Steve. I have these three guys that I know how to keep them in their lane. No. You have to let clowns, no, not clowns, I didn't mean that, because these are pretty cool three guys that I have. But the same way I've met some folks, you can too. That's right. You have got to have requirements. And you've got to have standards, and you can't back down. You have to stick with those standards because, honey, you have to let them know that you are valuable. Like I said, if you don't show them that you have value, they're going to assign value to you. And usually it's never what you're really worth. So you have to come out the gate letting them know what's up. Anyway, this is Sheila True Love. Truly loving you always. You always have a choice. And until next time, we'll talk again. Bye for now.